Alright, everyone ready? December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 5. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry. There won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey! My sweeties! What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't have you flying around in the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Also, it'd be incriminating. Everyone is already going into this trial thinking that the murderer was someone who could fly. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. You mean on your side? Max, really? No one needs to fly today. Nick? What's with that look in your eyes? Oh no, he's excited! I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. He's turning over to the fun side! December 29th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. And now the case of one... Oh, what? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So... well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more... friendly. I wonder if that's to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? I forgot how hard the German accent was. I know she was just in the last trial, but still. She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a von Karma to lose at anything. I guess being born with the name von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. I'm getting deja vu here. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. Is anyone else getting deja vu here? There. Opening statement complete. Now, let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. I gotta slow down with her. It's very difficult. I'm already weary. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Get up there. Now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Did you actually lower his salary? Don't mention it! It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir! All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. Witness testimony. Details of the events. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. Murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. That's consistent with something just falling on him. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. Autopsy report added to the court record. Time of death, 10:15 p.m. Cause, blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Now, I can't remember if I threw this theory out on stream or off stream, but let me just play it back real quick. So, Gumshoe kind of confirmed here, once again, that it was snowing up to a certain point. I believe that the ringmaster actually died in the big top somewhere. I don't know where yet. It could possibly be on the stage, because we did see spotlights sitting on the floor. First of all, why are spotlights on the floor to begin with? They're supposed to be up high. Secondly, I believe that somebody then, it could be somebody or it could be somebodies, could be the entire circus crew for all we know. I believe that they then brought the ringmaster's body out in front of the lodge to make it look like, you know, he died there. And because it was snowing at the time, right? It could very well have covered up, not footprints, but something smaller, something of a smaller circumference maybe. Like stilts, for example. Stilts that we happen to see in Mo the Clown's room. I think that someone was walking on stilts, dropped the ringmaster there in front of the lodging. I don't know what's in the box yet, but that's what happened. That's what I think. That's why there's no other footprints leading up to the lodging. That's all I have. That's my wild theory number 1. I don't have it 2 yet. I really want to figure out what's in the box. At first I thought it was the puppet, but we found the puppet. And then I thought it could be like clothes, like costumes. Because that would explain like, oh, what reason was there to leave a hat behind? I mean, we know that the perpetrator was wearing Maximilian's costume. I don't know. Blunt object, Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. We press! Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? Yes, Phoenix, yes! It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. Snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. There is. Huh? What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Wait, really? Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? Phoenix wants to check court record? For what? Oh, is it because of the crime photo? The footprints? That could be it. That's probably why he's suspicious. So it could very well have, what I think Phoenix is trying to get at is he very well could have been moved after the snow stopped, so. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone. But the dancers and staff were there. Oh, sorry. Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course, the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. What about Money the monkey? Out of curiosity, Phoenix, you get me! Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Well, Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? It seems they were negotiating Max's salary. That's not true, though. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. My question is, what was Ben just doing out in the front? That's so weird. That's so bizarre. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay. Not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us that— Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? What's in the box? A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention, it was locked. Is it one of those, like, trick boxes where you can, like, saw it in half and so, like, something disappears in it? I bet there's a trick, though. It may not be that trick box that I'm thinking of, but there's definitely gonna be a trick in it. Locked, you say? Wooden box added to the court record. The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. About the... Well, he's basically told us about the wooden box already. I don't imagine he knows what the contents are. So let's try to figure out how to open it. About the lock. You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked? Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. It took quite a bit to open that bad boy up. Wait, so he did open it? So when you found the box, it was locked, correct? Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct to crack it open. I should have asked about the contents then. I thought it was still locked. I see. Continue, Detective Gumshoe. No, let's go back. Hold on, let's go back. Tell me the contents of the box. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. That's not what I asked! So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. What is that? bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. That's a condiment bottle? For what? What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? And why does the box weigh 20 pounds? There must be more. It can't just be because it's a wooden box. I mean, yeah, wood is heavy, but no, there's some sort of trick to this. There was only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle added to the court record. Found inside the wooden box the victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. So something in the kitchen, huh? I do want to ask about that last thing. To ask about the wooden box itself. This wooden box. You figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right? Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron. Oh, lined with iron? That's suspicious. Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron? I figure they just did. Ah! I think we could all do without your guesses, Detective. Stick to what little you actually know. Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box was really heavy. Much better. You may continue on, Detective. Okay. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the events now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet! Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy, you know. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down now. That's never happened before. I still wanted to bring up the photo. That's weird. Okay. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. Oh no, the puppet. She must be talking about Ben, the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. That's who we're here for. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Trilogy. I'm employed as an operatic tenor.
Apologies for everyone's eardrums. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine. I'll grace you with a song. Ahem. Me, 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 me.
I am not singing this!
Well, what do you think? What do you think?
It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trulo, I know better than to insult a judge.
Shut up! Just look at your nose! You would think you'd have the sense to fix it! It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is! Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I was worried about... You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed. Witness testimony. What you witnessed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge. Clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading toward the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You sure of that?
Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, his cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why's that? Here's absolute proof. A silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial... Wait. No, that was right. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. That's all you have to say? Okay. Cross-examination. Clown. You're talking about Mo.
Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic. I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup's running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good.
Poor guy.
We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room.
Wait, I thought you just left him, right? Okay.
When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack.
Then what happened? Okay, so they actually went in. It wasn't that they like walked Mo to the lodging house and then went back. They walked Mo all the way in, right? Is that what he's saying? Why the plaza's entrance?
To do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the fitness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. Thunker? Also, if everyone was like walking to and fro, like where are their footprints? There are none. We only found the victim's footprints. Is anyone else not suspicious of that? Are you really sure it was Max Galactica?
Of course I'm sure! How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece... How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup?
Snobby three-piece getup?
Get the wax out of your ears! Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions.
You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo?
That's right. And that makes him the killer. But then he was kidnapped.
Trillo the puppet was kidnapped. Puppet-napped.
There was only one person headed that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense, and makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to the story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? There's no proof it was Max. Ben only saw Max. Okay, so I don't think there's no problems at all. I feel like if we say there's no proof it was Max, they're gonna bring up the hat again. And if I say Ben only saw Max, I feel like we're just gonna get insulted. I feel like this is a lose-lose-lose situation. Let's say there's no proof it was Max. I'm already anticipating them bringing up the hat, but hopefully Phoenix is like, well, but you didn't actually see their face. So let's go with that. Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica.
Hey! Hey! You still don't get it, do you? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. All right, let's say it all together now. Silk, hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you.
I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright. Great. I'm getting shut down by a toy. So, Ben only saw Max? That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
The victim!
The ringmaster. What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
I guess the ringmaster. I mean, he didn't state a time that he went back into lodging, so...
That's the victim. That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony.
Well, if he was walking to the scene of the crime, where was the victim?
And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
Where's the victim, Judge?
He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now, let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head.
Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore.
Okay, let's go to the last statement.
Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would have been around... Hey! What time was it?
I think it was around... I'd say a bit after 10:30, I think. Practice ended at 10, so You hung around the lodging house the entire time? For 30 minutes? I guess. That sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your off-handed series. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something. Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
Maybe his supposed future fiancé? Maybe Miss Regina Berry herself?
Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. Oh my God, was he gonna propose that night? And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina.
What?
You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? I love how he just exploded. Is this true?
Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. All right. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him. Even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
Ah!
That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there's a huge likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max. Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. All right. I'll spill the beans for real this time. I'll spill.
Let me try that again.
All right. I'll spill the beans for real this time. I'll spill the beans for real this time.
There you go.
It's true. I was waiting for Regina.
Pain. Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was waiting to propose
propose to her. You what? Waiting to propose? Yes, please deliberate, audience. Let's talk about that. Let's discuss.
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
That... the matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. Look at your horrible outfit.
I just can't get my inflections up there.
You're the judge. Look at your horrible outfit.
More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Witness testimony about the proposal.
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
No, you don't! Oh, no, you don't! You are going to propose? You? A puppet?
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. No! Judge, stop! We are not bringing that narrative we are not playing that narrative. What was I saying? We are not bringing that narrative into play. Get that out of this courthouse.
Exactly.
His honor is looking a little less honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright. Please continue with your cross-examination. What was with that sigh at the end? He better sigh. Cross-examination. He better think real hard about what that puppet made him say. That dummy turned him into a dummy. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina?
Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't gonna propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
Got it! That's the truth.
What was it exactly that you planned on giving her?
You know exactly what I was gonna give her, you numbskull.
Let me try that again.
You know exactly what I was gonna give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer his question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement ring? Wow. Those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad or push on anyway? Push on! Pain equals bad. Coward! It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that— Ow! I advised you to cut this argument short. Okay, that's not exactly what I was hoping to push. But I'm glad it happened. I'm just happy to be here. I'm gonna have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revive their Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring. I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I planned on giving an engagement ring to Regina.
An engagement ring?
Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's gonna love it.
It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's gotta be something I can catch him on. Don't worry, Phoenix. We will. Let's just finish pushing first. Whose pocket was the ring in?
Mine, of course! What a stupid question! You've got to be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off?
I'm sorry. Really.
You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing.
Really? So, you went to the lodging house to give it to her?
That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count. But that uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his woodblock in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So, what about this present? So, you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina?
Of course I am! I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give up that easily.
I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. The judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. Okay, we're just gonna save real quick. And... so he still got it in his pocket, huh? Are you sure about that? Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it?
What are you talking
about? Uh-oh. Looks like they're gonna double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? just testify about this very object? I believe you said in the end I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? What is going on here?
That's... Ben, say something!
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money? Like a bank vault?
Huh. Huh. That filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Fiats? Fiats? Fiat? Fiats? Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey. In every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo? When was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time. You know, that night. The night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might be able to say that. The ring might have... Well, it could have been taken around that time.
Oh! Is the monkey in court right now? Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. What just happened?
It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist.
Oh, is that what happened that night? Is they saw Max walk by and then they got attacked by Money? Is that what that means? Because obviously the monkey's not in court right now. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey, Money.
I don't like how I said that.
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching Money. Damn it! Damn it, I was so close. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey Money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Proves an important point. What point could that possibly be? defense testimony has a flaw. He wasn't there the entire time. There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the Monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It's entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Well, then tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past Vigilant? Vigilant? Oh, do you have any proof that something slipped past this Vigilant ventriloquist?
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw that night.
Huh. I've told you so many times. You'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You'd think you'd know my story's not changing. No, I liked it the first time. I've told you so many times. You think you know my story's not changing.
You've already changed your story, Stick Boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more. Where there's one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah.
Witness testimony. Witnessing Max. Give me a second. I just need to take a minute. Let me drink some water. Man, this puppet's giving us a rough ride. I mean, I was expecting him to come out, but oh boy, my throat is tired. How's everyone else doing here, huh? I hope I haven't killed your eardrums. He probably sounds really annoying, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I started it last night, and honestly, I could have changed his voice, but I was kind of determined to commit. And, well, that's where we are now. We're with this puppet who, is at my highest register. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm ready. witnessing Max.
I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina, but that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up about after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
Again with the 3 pieces. So that means that money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring. And you went chasing after him? How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Let's see.
I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Cross-examination. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4! F-O-U-R. Counting Ben's, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Is it gonna come out that Ben has really poor eyesight? Imagine. Yikes. Even the judge... Wait, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. So, you saw Max coming out of the big top that night.
Of course that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. About what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it?
10 minutes? Indeed. What time was it? What time was it? Let me think for a second. Yow! It was 10 p.m. Ah, yes, that sounds about right.
It sounds about right because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene!
I know his voice is annoying as heck, but even though it's hurting my throat, I'm having so much fun with it. He's so petty. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You've got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night.
I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist's act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Trillo's evening greeting? It's half of the comedy act. Let's point out the greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Sorry.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think this is the right one to pick because, like, Ben spoke up here. So bizarre. Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I'd understand. Ow! That hurt! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? I don't know. I have no clue.
Bluffing is everything in this world. But I'm sure you already learned that one.
I guess I could give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. Let's try the other one. The Ben act. Because evidence. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro were to review your— Ow! You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better. Ow! Ow! Ah! That hurts! That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. Bizarre. Oh, do we bring up the fight? Maybe we bring up the fight because he hit Ben with the bottle, so why would you be nice? Why? Question is, do we present it on that statement? Let's finish pressing first. You're 100% absolutely sure of what you just said?
I told you already! Jeez! I am 100% absolutely sure!
There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, Exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? 3. If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Silk, hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much.
Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you?
But it's fun shouting with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere.
I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick?
All we can do is try, right, Nick?
We've gotta have something that'll prove useful. Alright, time to get to work. Sorry, I'm just banging stuff on the desk.
Okay, let's save. And I think we present that bottle. Hopefully.
Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact.
Wasn't that big of a deal? It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head.
Ah!
That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on that day, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Good! That sounds better.
Are you saying this witness is lying?
That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene. I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? Maybe he didn't see anyone. Of course, the witness did not see a soul that night. I see.
Who do you think you are to just up and decide what it is I saw that night?
A fool could only understand a foolish foolery uttered by the most foolish of fools. This witness didn't see anyone? You wouldn't happen to have proof to back that statement, up that statement, would you?
Oh, nuts.
Nick, I just thought of something. If Ben and Trillo really didn't see anyone that night, they wouldn't have testified that they greeted someone that night, would they? What do you mean? There was someone else? I
think that Trillo really did say good evening to someone that night. But Trillo and Max, they were in the middle of a huge fight.
Maybe you should think this over some more on your own time, Mr. Wright. Let's clarify this testimony for the court.
Okay, I saw a different person then.
It's my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he was saying good evening to.
What kind of Siri is that?
The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
That's right. Put your foot down, Phoenix.
What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening then? Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening then?
Okay, so I don't think it's Regina. And I don't think it's Max. He said he walked Mo over already. So by process of elimination, it kind of has to be Russell Berry? Right?
Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina! It's Regina, right? She's so cute. No, Your Honor, it's not Regina.
Because he would just outright propose to her!
If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh. Yeah. I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not?
You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quist.
I should have put up like a sound effect warning here.
Order! Order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first, I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols?
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man! You've got to remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone, all together now! Ow!
Yes, we know. The silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know that it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else, dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Miss Von Karma? Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it's impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your efforts, but... what? Who that person was can only be wait. I don't like how the inflections are going right now. Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Mo? Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. That there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. The court is now in recess. Okay. December 29th, 11:54 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So, then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Also, can we please make note? His cape and hat are right there. I'm
bet the ringmaster took it. He is so close to he took it. This guy, right there. He's looking back at Max right now to be like, he's not looking at me, right? He's so sussy. He went out with the outfit, right? And then the spotlight fell on him. He clocked out. I don't know where the box comes into play. Whose box is that? What's in it besides Pepper? What secrets are you hiding? Okay. Oh my god. Let me also just go through this real quick. What if Ringmaster dressed up as Max, right? To go to his daughter to make an asshole out of Max because he knows his daughter, sweet innocent girl that Regina is, will fall for this masquerade of a sham and immediately correlate this asshole behavior to Max, even though it doesn't look like Max and it clearly looks like her father. What if he was planning to do that so that she stops idolizing or being in love with Max? Because, like, remember, Max came in here to ask for Regina's hand in marriage. And the Ringmaster, I'm sure he's a wonderful father. Except for this instance in my headcanon. Okay. Where were we? I read this, right? And while you were there, it was the Ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the Ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the Ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Right, Maya! That's exactly what I think! Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. I just remembered. I went straight to the Ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means... It means that the Ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility! Well done, Nick! However, sweetie, why would the Ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double. Wow, Max. I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or resident. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. December 29th, 12:06 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. It looks like the dog has finally pooped himself out, so Choo Choo is now in bed.
Oh, he is so tired. Let me go. Let me go put him in his blanket. Oh, he's so cute. Okay. December 29th, 12:06 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? He looks so sad. I bet he looks this way because when they went to reconvene, she was like, no jokes. No jokes, no stunts, no pranks, no whoopee cushions. And he's just like it all just explodes out of his pockets, just comes out in droves, like, ah, nuts. There goes all of my tricks. I can just see it now. Oh, poor Mo. The witness will now state his name and occupation for the court record. In West Clownitopia! Was he singing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Excuse me? Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he's speaking autobiographical gibberish? He totally was! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Yeah! Maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Ah! Ha! Ah! Ha! Ah! Ha! I'm sorry. It's a literal clown. It's a literal clown. Okay. Hey, he's the one laughing at his own jokes, okay? I'm laughing at the fact that he's laughing at his own jokes. Yes. Please hold your questions. I will answer them now. Yes, I will be laughing like that as him. Ah ha! Ah ha! Ah ha! He started it, okay? Okay. How about this? Have you met my hold on, how do I say that? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? That was that one! A duty to laugh like that because it's written exactly like that. Your name, Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene around 10:15 the day of the murder. Correct? Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian without the humor. Please. Okay. I just imagine, like, the every time he looks sad, every time he gets whipped, that's the sound that comes into my head. I'm gonna put that in post. Oh, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. I kill myself. Witness testimony. What you witnessed. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and a polite applause. Slow claps for Mo, guys. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. I can't help but notice that this has absolutely nothing to do with the crime. And we're just delving into clown trauma over here. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously. Everyone! What do you think of me? Wait. Oh, it's an actual question. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Very poorly, Mo. Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness. We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you! I can't wait! Poor Gumshoe. It is very generous. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can! I'll talk for as long as you want! Witness testimony. What you witnessed. For real this time. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. Interesting. So, that is very interesting, Judge. I'm glad you think so. Because here's why, okay? Here's why. So, Mo's testimony does not line up with Regina's testimony. That does not line up with Ben or Trilla's testimony. Which is why I think everyone in this circus is in cahoots to kill the ringmaster. Or, well, to cover it up. Or, I think it was pure accident. I think it was a purely accidental kill. Or death. I'm pretty sure the spotlight fell on his head. And I have no clue as to why anyone else would have dragged his body over. We still don't even actually know what's in the box. It's 20-pound iron-clad box with a pepper shaker in it. Don't know what that's about. But pretty sure everyone's covering for this accidental death. And they're trying to blame Max. Our poor country... What did I call him before? Our poor country Galactica. Well, that's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Poor country Galactica. Yeah, because he's a country bumpkin. He's just like Mr. Rodeo LA. He's disguising himself as all prim and proper and magical and fabulous, but really, he is just a poor old country boy. Hey, he's making himself he's making a lot of himself right now. Okay, he's famous. His face is all over the place. Can't even remember if I read this. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter? Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright? Your Honor? I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you're not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling. I understand, Your Honor. He doesn't want me to press every issue!
I get what you're saying, but you can't stop me! Unless you start taking away some of my HP because of it. Like, please don't do that. I will lose. I will fail immediately. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Oh no, they're threatening me! Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. I feel threatened. Cross-examination. I don't I don't feel comfortable. Maybe we should save before we're like, okay, we're pressing every issue. You know what? No, we are gonna press every issue. What are they gonna do? You would say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock? That's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend that it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. Let's not. But what if it was 8 o'clock? No, let's not. We're on the clock here. I was gonna call him Judge. We're on the clock here, clown. Let's not make it 8 p.m., all right, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick. Let's just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. And 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? Okay, so we will get penalized for listening to... This is serious business right now, guys! No jokes! Stop clowning around! We're in a court of law! Someone died! This is serious! Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You are so boring! I wonder what his joke was, though. I wonder what the joke was. I have to. I have to. What was the joke? You know you want to hear the joke. I do. A man goes to his doctor and the doctor asks, how is number 1? The man says every day at 6. The man said, what? Did he just say it over? Witness, these are exactly the types of jokes you should say for that detective. Ow! You knew what would happen. Don't look at me like that. Mr. Wright, you're hereby penalized. This will not become a kangaroo court. Guys, this is serious, okay? We could die. We could fail. You were pooped that night? Yes. I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese, double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens.
That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip. I don't want to ruin it with a reply. I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny, it just earned you a penalty. Oh no! Mo! What are you doing? Be serious! Okay. I know exactly what we gotta do here, and it's, press him on everything! That's exactly what we're gonna do. Good idea, guys! You just happened to glance out of the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, I stared, I glimpsed, I peeped, I eyeballed. Mr. Curls! Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Keep pressing! Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, once I tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Sorry, this is no laughing matter. Oh yeah! I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud noise. Hearing a loud sound. He didn't just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Owie! That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah. What she said. I believe it'd be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. This should start turning the tables in our favor. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me look outside. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say, Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary? Oh, how'd you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like... I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like. Honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? But then, you went to look out the window and you saw... Wait, you went to look out the window and you saw... Far away, you say. If you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big. And if a train going 34 miles an hour and another train was going 60 miles an hour, at one time would they collide? Sorry. I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. But you just said visibility was low. You'd say you clearly saw this? Even though you were, by your own admission, far away. That's right. I'd been thinking about it over and over since that night, but things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Who? Sounds like Mo and Trillo have the same script. Lawyers nowadays. Do you even have to go to school to be one anymore? Sounds like exactly the same script. All right. Everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw? And only what he saw. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head. Yes, I did! It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found. Sorry. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait. No, I didn't! I didn't see a weapon! Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of the murder committed that night? Objection! I will not permit you... I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what's waiting for you. A nice penalty. You're gonna take everything? Isn't this a bit melodramatic? So, what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? I...
Kinda. It was snowy. He literally said in his testimony that visibility was low. Of course I do!
I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all about that great reason. And of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
Yes!
What's the meaning of that, Mr. Phoenix, right? What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? What's the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath.
I kept watching them and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head.
If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone.
In 1972, a clown...
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit.
These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court?
No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory.
Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the... Wait, you just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. You're back from your jog?
Well, it pretty much happened the way I said.
Pretty much.
When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. That is not at all what you said. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement.
Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again.
Gaslighting. Scripting. Directing!
So, now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Man, they gotta stop trying to bring clonk into mainstream lingo.
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Thanks, Mo.
Checked out?
Yup. He was on permanent vacation, they say.
Mr. Curls! Your Honor? You did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal? Is this correct?
Yeah! Exactly! The ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it.
Oh no. Witness testimony. The silhouette.
It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak. They were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there's no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever. This should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination.
Cross-examination.
Don't you think that you're going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think?
What are you getting at?
I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max?
I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that.
It doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? Trillo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them?
I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max.
Are you sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap.
I'm very curious as to what Acro looks like. Because Trillo, well, Ben definitely isn't the same body type as Max.
You're sure that's what you saw that night?
Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw! I've got eyes like a hawk.
Don't birds have terrible night vision?
But that's not all I saw.
You were able to see that kind of detail from your window? There was a light near the crime. There was a light near... We're having a time. There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much. see that much. Out of curiosity, Mo, what's your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye, and an eagle out of my right eye. Records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey! You asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. So, you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding. That's correct! I have been curious to know what caused that loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. They claim it was... they claim it was a blunt object. At least, it says so in the autopsy report. It was the box! Or a spotlight, like my headcanon says. With Trilo's testimony, and now Mo's, it really seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you've gotta find a contradiction in this. That's not gonna be enough. What? I have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that'll help. I've gotta do it. What about the footprints? Do we have that in our testimony? Or sorry, in our court record? Is it in the crime photo? Footprints, right? Can we use this maybe? Oh, sorry. I thought there was more to his testimony. He didn't mention the roses. Cloak was fluttering, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. I'm not quite sure what we bring up. Shadow could have only belonged to Max. Wait, but the silk hat was left at the crime scene. He doesn't mention that. See what he was carrying. Do we bring up the fact that the silk hat was at the crime scene? It's either this or the footprints, because I honestly don't know what else we bring up here. I mean, do we bring up the box here, maybe? I don't really know. I don't really know. Let's try hat. Music didn't stop, so I think that's wrong. Ooh, and we're dead here. Okay, we're dead here, I think. Yeah. Let's load back in. Maybe we should have saved earlier. Oh well. Oh god. I think I'm getting like a bit delirious after all of the talking and laughing and whatever. Like, I feel a bit lightheaded. Hopefully I'm not getting sick, but I have no clue. And this could just be my smooth brainness acting up here. Okay, I have no clue what I bring up in that area. I can't believe he was rapping the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air there. Oh, there was no cross-examination there. Oh, that was his fake testimony, right? The false one. Okay, now we do get hurt here. So let's maybe save down here. Just so, you know, we have something to go back to. So we press here. Press here for sure because we want to figure out the noise. I freaking love the clown, man. I love this whole circus act. You're right outside. I mean, a box could have fallen on him. She takes 5! That's crazy. That's crazy. Crazy. That's so much. Okay, we're close to where we failed. It should be around here. It should be on the cross-examination of this. So we will save right after. Here we go. Let's save again. Okay. It was a bit far away. No, we did press everything, right? Yeah, this is the exact same thing. Looking at the shape of the face. Looking at the shape of his face? It's so strange too, because the only thing we're getting out of all of this pressing of issues is talk about his eyesight. Like, I know we have to bring up the fact that it was snowing. And maybe this leads into the fact that we have to bring up the picture somewhere. But... I mean, maybe that's what it really is about. Is the snow. Is the low visibility. Is the fact that there's only one set of footprints. Maybe we'll bring up the box here. I mean, it's literally the only issue that doesn't talk about Mo's eyesight. So let's try bringing up the box. But we know the ringmaster was hunched over it. So it's just, it's so bizarre. No clue. God, what if it was Money the Monkey wearing it? Like, that would account for the silhouette, the face. Wait, do they even look like each other? Man, they don't. They don't at all. He's not even as large as him. He's a small little monkey. Fluttering in the wind. Face is silhouetted. I actually don't know what to bring up. To Max. I'm gonna bring up the crime photo here. Did I do that already? So weird. Do we bring up the poster? Because he only names 2. Maybe? It was the symbols. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols. I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo... Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. Oh no, is Phoenix gonna rile up the crowd here? 3 symbols. Yay! Everyone, get ready! All together now! Silk, hat, cloak, white roses! What the? Who cares if he knew that was so or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Ugh! Do you like pie? I love pie! 3.1 silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, no fractions. Order! Order! Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Clearly not. He's just toying with this court. I caught her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone's toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilogy's testimony?
There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup?
Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this... Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now, yeah? Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my own doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with his age. I'm not mature? I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Oh boy, witness testimony. The Silhouette Part 2. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all of the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. That's not true, because we have it. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Just one chance? I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you're going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curl's statement, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. We've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I need. Cross-examination. Don't worry. We've got this. No, he wasn't! This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yeah, that's it! That's the hat he was wearing that night! No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? Let me try that again. Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means the silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No! That's not true! Order! Order! Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor? What is the meaning of all this? You're old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey! That's just not right! That's so harsh! What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting up there and no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... Well, what do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that! Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby! Besides, what kind of stupid question is how'd he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
The crime photo! No extra footprints. Like I said from the beginning.
Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Solo. Exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second! You guys can't just ignore everything I said! Fine! Fine! I'll tell you the truth this time! My goodness, these carnies! You wait 1 second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Curls.
Yes?
The testimony you've provided up until now has been false?
It hasn't been false. I haven't lied.
It's just what?
It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Order! Order! I will have order! Franziska Von Karma, how could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls.
Let me take a water break just real quick. Spill it all over myself. Who am I? A clown? Can't even drink water right anymore. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing okay.
I will admit, like, my throat is very tired right now. Hopefully there isn't too much left because I do want to rest it. But we'll try to finish it. We'll try to finish the rest of this trial. As much as I love the circus crew, like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I might have to take a break from Ace Attorney after this case, just to give myself some time to breathe, you know. But hopefully we finish it actually this week, by tomorrow. I highly doubt that though, because we haven't met Acro yet. So for sure, I think there's gonna be another investigative day. So I think we'll be playing it up until next week, at the latest. Which means we have to talk as Trillo some more. Which means we have to talk as Mo some more. Okay. Okay. Taking my short break. Now let's keep going. You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell ya. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Witness testimony. The truth. Now it's time for our next segment. Mo knows. Well, Mo, what do you know? Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down, and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing his silk hat. That's when I saw he flew! Now this is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew! He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was... how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying? There's no way that actually happened. I mean, you're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? I think he's telling the truth. The truth as he believes it. What I think actually happened is like... Sorry, I'm processing. I think he did float up with the help of a wire. So his eyes very well could have been playing tricks, but I think that's leaning more into the fact that he was just delusional at the time. But let's say he's telling the truth. What he just said was so strange. I don't think he would have made it up. Which means that he's telling the truth? That's what I think. Nick, wait. That means that Max actually used magic? Yikes. You're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic doesn't exist. I don't think it was with the use of magic, though. I suppose I'll let you all in my thinking. I suppose I'll let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile! If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I'll conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no fingerprints at the scene. Sorry, left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. December 29th, 2:33 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 5. Hey, sweeties! What in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's just not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. Wait! Country boy's coming out! I use invisible wires and have them hoist me up through the air. Wow. You just told me the secret to your magic. No! I broke the first rule. The cardinal rule. The only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea! Let's do our best and catch the sucker. What if it was acro and money all along?